So, yeah, nigga. I'm sorry, crazy, man. Be with me. Alright. Feel like I'm doing what's important. Whole team up and I enjoy it. Yeah. Ain't even life with the sword. Hang 'em up, let 'em drive with the launch. Hey. Feeling too black, too coming. Way too black, too coming. I'm feeling too black, too coming. I'm way too black, too coming. Yeah, nigga. I walked in looking too important. YAHANNA self-important. Got me here touring. This bitch from friends wanna show me. Sleep with the sweet, I'm snoring. Baby girl boring. Women say I'm looking too lordly. 1 + 1, too gorgeous. Extra damn modest. Curves on the clothes, she hiding. Lame man niggas, he dying, nigga. Hashtag whole couple thousands. Boogies on my wrist looking childish. Yeah, I'm riding. In the truth, getting high mileage. Cool rain coming, you wildin'. Nigga keep jobbing. Everybody style walk by me. So I'm cutting like Kobe Bryant. You ever get violent? Fuck, you had to sleep with the violin, nigga. Beats. Feel like I'm doing what's important. Whole team up and I enjoy it. Yeah. Ain't even life with the sword. Hang 'em up, let 'em drive with the launch. Hey. Feeling too black, too coming. Way too black, too coming. I'm feeling too black, too coming. I'm way too black, too coming. Yeah, I'm the real prince in the mirror. 2G16 nigga. Hey, I don't hear you. Boy, you niggas laying like a crapper. This shit stupid ass nigga. You dumb ass, see that bitch bouncer. Stupid ass nigga backstabber. Real with the laughter. Lights on the floor like a popped up nigga. And I'm shooting on sight. Pulling out my sword like a knife. Act up, you'll get sniped. Watch on the right. Yeah, nigga, I'm out of sight. Pop up deep in the night. Shout out to Christ. Learning this truth, change lives. Doing this for the most high. Yeah, it's on sight. Yeah. Wild West nigga. 1969. Bitch. Feel like I'm doing what's important. Whole team up and I enjoy it. Yeah. Ain't even life with the sword. Hang 'em up, let 'em drive with the launch. Hey. Feeling too black, too coming. Way too black, too coming. I'm feeling too black, too coming. I'm way too black, too coming.
Things are firing up on the field, Ontario.
All right, let's get started. Shalom, Israel. YAHANNA Yashabrakatham to all the brothers. That's Hebrew for may the Most High bless you, brothers, in the name of who the world calls Christ. And to the sisters that are tuned in and watching, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Bashim Yahushai. That means may the Most High watch over you in the name of who the world calls Christ. I'm Priest and Officer Shar Yuan. I'm the Commanding General YAHANNA, and this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. All right, the I.S.U.P.K, we are a school. We're a school for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We got classes Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week, nonstop. Check us out on isupk.com. You can find a school near you. All right, this is the Canada classes. All right, you can find us on No Cowards Canada YouTube. You can find us on I.S.U.P.K Facebook, I.S.U.P.K Canada Facebook. We're also live on TikTok right now, okay? We're live on TikTok. We're live on YouTube, Facebook. All right, tune into our class. Tonight is Friday's night Hebrew class. All right, Friday night Hebrew. We're teaching Lashawan Kodash. Okay, Lashawan meaning language. Kodash meaning holy in the Hebrew. Okay, because this is a set-apart language. This is a holy language, a holy tongue, a set-apart tongue. Okay, and it's the language of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Okay, this is what we're teaching every Friday night. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you smash that like button. Hit those sign-in links if you're live with us on YouTube or Facebook. Hit the sign-in links. Okay, if you're tuned in with us regularly, right? Make sure you hit those sign-in links. And before the class is done, make sure you hit that sign-out link. Okay. Again, this is our Friday night Hebrew class. We're teaching Hebrew to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? And why is that important? Because if you're calling yourself Black, Hispanic, or Native American, right off the rip, you're a person who doesn't know your nationality. You don't know who you descend from. You're calling yourself Black, which is the color of a crayon out of a box, right? You're not Black. You're not a color, all right? You're more than that. Calling yourself Hispanic, calling yourself Native Indian, right? The children of slaves, savages. This isn't who you are, and that's not your identity, right? The people of Espanol, you were conquered by the Spaniards, by the Spanish, and before they conquered you and forced you to speak their language, to learn Spanish, to speak English, these are the languages of the people that oppressed you. These are the languages of the people that enslaved you. This isn't the language you were speaking before you were colonized as a people. So if you're calling yourself Black, Hispanic, or Native American, this class is extremely important for you. It's important for you because this is the language of your ancestors. You understand? In 2023, we are the children of slaves. We're the children of a conquered people. Right? I was speaking to a lady earlier, right? She says she's from Jamaica. Jamaica meaning the land of wood and water. That's not your identity. Going around calling yourself Haitian. Haitian or Haiti in English meaning hell, the land of hell. You're not Haitian, Black man. You're not Jamaican, Black man. Your identity is more than that. And so this class, we're teaching you your language. We're teaching you your history. Okay, it's very important to come in, tune in with us every Friday night. If you want to learn your language, we got classes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. All right. And you can learn about your culture, learn about your history, learn anything you want to know that's important as you being a Black, Hispanic, or Native American man. Okay. So again, this is Friday night Hebrew class. All right. Also known as a Lashuan Kwadash. And what we're going to do, like we do every Friday night, and what many people in the world do when they're learning a language, you want to start off with the alphabet. Okay. Now, if you speak English, right? People tuned in, right? This class is in English and in Hebrew. So in English, we read left to right. In the Hebrew, we read right to left. Okay? And so we write and we read right to left. It's different or opposite to English. So what we want to do every Friday night, grab a notepad, grab a pen, right, a piece of paper. It's good to take notes. Okay, take good notes, take proper notes, follow along with us. Right, you can follow along with me as I write it down on the board, and then practice. Right, just practice over and over, and that's how you get better, and that's how you'll learn this language. All right. So we're gonna start off with the alphabet. Okay. Again, we're writing right to left. And this is the alphabet of the Lashuan Kwadash. Now, in other classes, some of the more beginner classes, I get more in depth on the alphabet. Okay, today we have a different lesson. And if you want to learn more, if you're live with us, just ask questions. Okay, you can type your question in on the chat, or you can check out some of our other videos that we have posted up on our YouTube page. Okay, so we're just going to practice our alphabet today, and then we'll move on into the lesson. Okay, so we got Abba, Da, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Za, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Tha. Okay? So up here, you'll see we got the 22 characters of the Lashon Kodash. Okay, some scholars may call this the Paleo Hebrew. Okay, Paleo just meaning ancient. It's an ancient language. It's the oldest language in the world. You'll find that every language on earth comes from this language. You understand? Which is why it's called the holy tongue, the holy language, the set apart language. Being Black, Hispanic, or Native American, you actually have a very rich culture. All right? You have a very beautiful culture with a lot of history, a beautiful identity. Right? Not only are we a beautiful and a rich people, right? A people who are very special, a people who are very talented, we also have a language that is very special. A language that's holy, that's ancient, that's different, set apart. Okay? And you should be very proud being Black, Hispanic, and Native American to learn this language and to be able to speak it. Okay? So these 22 characters we have, we pronounce it A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka. I can draw this a little better. Okay. This character is pronounced Ka. We have a Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Ta, Za, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and a Tha. Okay, those are all 22 characters in the Lashon Kodash. Okay, so it would be good to go ahead and copy these down in the notepad, right? That way you have something to reference. Now, what we also go over and what we also teach the Assyrian Hebrew. Okay? Now, these Assyrian characters are all interchangeable with the Lashon Kodash. Okay? Now, this is a more, what we could call modern Hebrew. This is the Hebrew that you're going to see today. Right? You see some people living over in the land of Israel, some Caucasians living in the land of Israel today. Right? This is the alphabet that they use. Okay? We also find, right, when we read through the Bible, and when I say Bible, that's the history book and the Constitution of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You can read about the history of the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, who are the people who call themselves Black, Hispanic, and Native American. You are the children of God. You are of the nation of Israel. That's who you descend from. Okay? And if you come to history classes or come to any of our classes, right, you can learn more about your history and you can learn how to prove that. Right? You can learn who you descend from. Okay? We can easily teach and prove that the people who call themselves Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, you are the children of God. You are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. And that book is your history book. Now, in that book, because of many different captivities that the nation of Israel went through, right, we picked up different dialects. Like you see us today speaking English. You see us today speaking Spanish, Patois, broken English, Creole, right? These different dialects of our oppressor. Well, there was also a time where we were under a Babylonian captivity. You read about that in the Bible. And under that Babylonian captivity, right, we picked up a different form of Hebrew, okay, which is known today as the Assyrian or modern Hebrew. And so we also teach that in these classes because if you want to learn or understand the Bible better, right, understand your culture better, a lot of these manuscripts are written in the Assyrian Hebrew, okay? And so the Assyrian Hebrew looks like this, okay? Let me find a better marker. Okay? That's the first character, right? We have a ah. And we have ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na. We have a sa, I, pa, to za, wa, ra, sha, and a tha. Okay? Now, the only difference with the Assyrian and the Lashwan Kodash is you'll notice there's 5 characters that actually have 2 different symbols. And all this is that when you are writing these characters, and these characters fall at the end of a word, you just use the second character. Okay, but if the character falls anywhere else in a word, you use the first character, the character that's on top. Okay, the character that I have written on top. So that's for the ka, the ma, the na, the pa, and the tza. Okay? Those characters have 2 different forms of writing. Okay, shalom, Nawa, Benyamin, Yahweh Shema, Thumb, Bashim, Yashai. The water for tuning in, sis. Make sure you hit that like button. Okay. Make sure you share the page. Right? Share, like, share, subscribe to the page. Okay. So this is our Assyrian alphabet. Okay. It'd be wise to write this down, right, and practice writing this in your notes. Now, for today's class, okay, we have a workbook. Okay, this workbook is called Biblical Hebrew. Okay, this is the basics of Biblical Hebrew. And we're going to do a couple lessons out of this workbook today. And the reason I'm bringing that up now is because lesson 1 of this workbook is titled The Hebrew Alphabet. And in this workbook, they want you to copy up the alphabet 100 times. Now, I'm bringing that up because in the Bible it says, rehearse righteous acts. Meaning if you want to learn something, right, you want to learn to be righteous, you want to get better at something, you have to practice. You have to do it over and over and over again. Now, in this workbook, right, they're teaching you how to understand and speak Biblical Hebrew. And they want you to write down the alphabet 100 times. The more you write this out and the more you practice it, the better you're going to get. Okay? You want to write it out over and over and over. The more we practice it, the better we get. Yeah. That is the Assyrian Hebrew alphabet, going from right to left. Okay? We have A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Ta, Za, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and a Tha. You want to learn this language, you want to do things properly, write this over again and again and again. Okay? Try following the workbook. Write it out 100 times. When I was learning the alphabet, I had to write it out over and over and over. That's how I was able to memorize it. Okay? Now, another thing that's important, just as important as memorizing the alphabet, okay, you want to also memorize how to pronounce it. Okay? So in the Lashwan Kodash, we had a A, which looks like this. In the Assyrian, the A looks like this. The pronunciation for it, okay, is ah. Okay. So we have the Lashawan Kodash at the top. Underneath it, we have the Assyrian. And beneath it, this is how you pronounce each of these characters. Okay? You have ah, ba, ga, da, ha. Okay, those are the first 5 characters of both the Lashawan Kodash and the Assyrian, as well as how to pronounce it. Okay? After ha, we have a wa. Oh, Slovakia. Mixing up. This is a wa in Assyrian. This is a wa. Wa. Za. Ka. Ta. Ya. Now, forgive me, when I was writing down the Lashawan Kodash earlier, I may have written down the Assyrian character. Okay, but this is the correct way to write down the wa. Okay. Sometimes when I'm doing the Lashawan Kodash and the Assyrian, sometimes I'll interchange them just because my mind's moving a little fast. Okay, but this is the correct way to write the wa. Okay. If I wrote that down earlier incorrectly, I think I wrote it like this, but this is the wa for the Lashawan Kodash. Okay. If I wrote it down correctly, don't mind it. Okay. So that's the wa. That's a za, ka, ta, and a ya. Okay. And then the Assyrian. This is the correct way to write it in the Assyrian. You have a wa, za, ka, ta, and a ya. And the reason I keep calling these characters is because different from English, a character is an image. Okay? These are images of something. Right? Like for example, right here, the ta, this is an image of a basket. Okay? And so imagine looking down at a woven basket, right? This is a basket right here. Okay, or if you look at it at the side, this is an image of a basket, right? A ka, this is a wall. Okay, these different characters are all the different characters in the Hebrew. They're all images of something. Okay, like I said earlier, if you want to go in more depth into the alphabet, you can check out some of our other classes. Okay, these are the next 5 characters. Right, we have wa, za, ka, ta, ya. And these are how they're all pronounced. So next, after the ya, okay, we have a ka. Okay, ka. Right, that image is the image of the palm of your hand. Right, you have lines in your hand. Right, this means palm of hand. Okay? All of these are images. They all represent something. Okay, then we have the Assyrian beneath it. It's pronounced ka. Then we have Allah. Okay, Lama. La, Ma, Na, and the Sa. Yeah. Hey, Shalom, Barak Yalla, y'all Bashim Ashar Barakatha. Water for tuning in. Yeah. This is the pronunciation of each of these characters. Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa. So now after the Sa, we have an I. Okay. I. This is a picture of an eyeball. I. Ayan. Ayan in the Hebrew means I. Pa. Za. Kwa. Ra. Right. We have an I, Pa, Za, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and a Tha. Okay, that is the entire alphabet, both in the Lashwan Kodash and the Assyrian. Okay, we put the Lashwan Kodash on the top and the Assyrian beneath it. All right, and this is the correct pronunciation for each of these characters. I, Pa, Za, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and a Tha. Okay, so we got through our alphabet. Okay. Again, we're going to go through some of this workbook today. Okay, again, it's called Biblical Hebrew, the basics of Biblical Hebrew. And we're just going to go through a couple lessons today. Okay. Okay. The first lesson we're going to go through today are biblical Hebrew names. Okay, these are names that are found in the Bible. Now, this book, this book not only does it teach us Hebrew, right? Teach us how to speak the Assyrian, teach us how to learn the Assyrian Hebrew. It also focuses on words in the Bible. Okay. For example, there's different parts. This biblical Hebrew has 3 editions, right? One of the editions is biblical Hebrew vocabulary. Okay. And this book focuses on words in the Bible that we find or read 50 times or more. Okay? I think 50 times or more, sometimes 75 times or more. But these are words that are repetitive that we read it throughout the Bible. Okay? That Bible is very important and key to the history of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And so learning biblical Hebrew, not only will it help us learn Hebrew, but it will help us to learn our history book. Okay? So right now we're going to go over some biblical Hebrew names. Okay? This is our first lesson for today. Okay? These are the first we're going to go over, all right, depending on how much time we have. They have 20 different names that we're going to go over. Okay, 20 different names that we find in the Bible. Okay? And so in this exercise, what we're going to do, they give us in the book, they give us the Assyrian. Okay? they're giving us the different Assyrian words. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to translate these into English. Okay. I have 3 different lessons to go over for the day. But if you've been tuning in with us consistently, you know that our classes go 2 hours. Okay, we're not going to pass that 2-hour mark. So depending on how far we get, okay, it will depend on how many lessons we go through. All right. So when we were going over our alphabet, I also gave the pronunciation of each character. Okay? And so what we'll do is I'll write down the pronunciation of each character, and then we'll put together what that name is in English. Okay, just for practice. So this first character for this name, we have a ah. We have an ah sound. Okay? The next character we have in the Assyrian is a ba sound. Right? This next character is a ra. The next character, okay, we pronounce ha. And the last character, we pronounce ma. Okay? So just looking at this word, right, with the way the syllables go, right, or the way we would pronounce this word without knowing which syllable to say, which not to say, right, just pronouncing each individual character on its own, we have Abarahama. Okay? Which in Hebrew we would say Abaraham. Okay? Abaraham. Right? This is the name of Abraham. Okay? So, and the reason I wrote it like this is because once you learn how to pronounce each of the characters in Hebrew, okay, you'll better learn how to read and speak the language. Okay? We see this word reading right to left, and in Hebrew we say Abaraham. Okay, Abaraham, is our forefather Abraham. Okay? This next word, okay? We have a ah. Okay? I'm just like I did for Abraham. I'm going to write down each individual character and how you pronounce it. So we have a ah. And then we have a character that pronounces ha. Then we have the character that we pronounce ra. And this last character is a na. Okay? We have ah, ha, ra, and a na, which in Hebrew we say Aharon. Okay? Aharon, which in English is Aaron. And so what's interesting is in learning this language, which is well over 5,000 years old, you'll see where we get some names today, right? Today, we have we got brothers who are named Abraham, right? I know growing up, I had a friend named Abraham, right? I have a cousin whose name is Aaron, right? And this name comes from Aharon, okay? Aharon, right? We read about Aaron or Aharon in the Bible during the time of Moses, right? During the time where the Israelites were in captivity in Egypt. Okay, this is a very old name, Aharon. And this is where we get the name today in English, Aaron. Okay, this next word, right? These are biblical names. We have a Shah, a Ra, and a Ha. Okay. These each individual characters, you have a Shah, a Ra, and a Ha. Okay. In Hebrew, we would say Shara. Shara. Okay. What is this name today in English? Sarah. Okay, we see this name. A lot of sisters, a lot of women have this name today. It's a very common name, Sarah, Shara. Okay, that is Shara in the Hebrew. this next word we have, right? We have a Yah. We have a Ha. We have a Wa. We have a Da. And we have a Ha. Yeah. If you don't know Hebrew, maybe this one sounds a little more confusing to you. Yeah. For brothers and sisters who are just learning to speak Hebrew, something you'll see that's very common is that in the English language, right, we have a J character. Okay, this is a J. I don't remember the exact year. I think it was before the 1500s. Okay. If you're a linguistics, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember the exact year that the English language started using this letter, which is a letter J, but I believe it was before the 1500s. Okay. This letter in the English language is a very new letter. It's a new addition to the English language. The letter J. Now, I believe, again, if you're a linguistics, correct me if I'm wrong, okay, or just do your own history, your own research. The J and the I, okay, these two characters in the English language, or these two letters in the English language, they would be pronounced with the Y character. Okay? And so the J and the I has to do with pronunciation. Now, in the English language, they introduced the J. Okay? And this J took over where we would many times see the Y sound. Okay, the Ya. Right? So we might see things today like Jehovah. Right? Or we see names like Jesus. When if you go back to the 1600s or the 1500s, this wasn't written as Jesus. This was written as I.S.U.P.K. Okay? It wasn't a J, it was an I. Okay? And it wasn't Jehovah, it was Yehovah. Right? Or Yahweh. Okay? So that J was interchangeable with the Y and the I character. Okay? Now, I'm not an English scholar, so if you're an English scholar, okay, you can definitely add in your input on this. but I do know that the J and the I used to replace, or the Y and the I used to replace this J character. Okay? The J is a very new character or a very new letter to the English language. Now, the reason I was showing this, right, where we see today in our Bible, you see Jesus. If you buy a Bible like a 1611 King James Bible, you're going to see ISUS. You're going to see an I, not a J. And the reason I was breaking this down is because this right here, we have a Yah. Okay? Now, in our Bibles today, they replaced the Yah with a Jah, right? The J character. Jah. Okay? Even the name of the Most High, right? You hear a lot of Rastafarians say Jah, right? Jah or Jaja, right? Jah. And then other people say things like Hallelujah, right? Even though there's a J, they say Yah, Hallelujah. Okay? Because that J and that Y is interchangeable in the English. Now in the Hebrew, we have a Yah, a Ha, a Wa, a Da, and a Ha, right? This is how you pronounce each of these characters, which in Hebrew we say Yah, Ha, Wa, Da. Okay? This name right here is Yahawada. Yahawada. And in English, they took out that Yah sound and replaced it with a J. And in English, they would say Judah. Okay? But this word right here in the Hebrew is Yahawada. Yahawada. Okay, so we have Abraham, we have Aharon, we have Shirah, and we have Yahawada. Okay? Okay. So those are the first four. Let's see what we got next. Okay. So these next four names that we have, okay, we'll do the same thing. Okay, we'll write out the pronunciation. And this time, I'll give you guys who are watching the opportunity to see if you can put together the names. Okay? Put together what it is these Hebrew words are. Okay? So we have a Yah, Wa, So, Ha. Okay? So those are the next four names. Okay? Those are the next four names. And I wrote beside it how you pronounce each character. Okay, so we got some more words. Okay, YAHANNA is how you say this in Hebrew. Okay, YAHANNA. Okay. This Hebrew word, again, this one is very common. Okay, Nathan. Right, we have a na, a tha, and a na. Nathan, very common. It means to give. Okay. Jeremiah is Jeremiah. Okay. Jeremiah. Jeremiah is Jeremiah. Okay, so I could drop that A at the end. Jeremiah. Jeremiah is Jeremiah. Slaki. Jeremiah is Jeremiah. And then this word right here, Yasharallah, is Israel. That's how you say Israel in the Hebrew. So Salakia, the first one, Yahweh is actually Joseph in the English. Okay? So we have Yahweh, we have Nathan, we have Yaramah Yahweh, and then we have Yasharallah. Okay? Yahweh in English is Joseph. We have Nathan, which means to give. Okay, to give or gift. We have Jeremiah, which is Jeremiah. And we have Yasharallah in the Hebrew, which in English is Israel. Okay, I got a brother in the chat asking, why is there a D? A D in what? I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. Why is there a D in what? You could just type in the chat what exactly you were asking. Why is there a D in what? And I can get that cleared up for you. Okay, so we're going to keep going. Okay, Michael King, if you're still on live with us, just let me know, why is there a D in what? Okay, so we're going to keep going. How are we doing for time? Okay, we'll do a couple more names and then we'll get to the next lesson. Okay, let's do 4 more names. Okay, so we left off with Yasharala, which is Israel. Okay, so we left off with Yasharala. So next we have okay. So these are the next 4 names that we have. Let's see if the brother in the chat, Michael King. No, he still hasn't asked. So Salaki, maybe the brother left. All right, Salaki, if I took too long to get to your question, but again, if you got any questions, just put it in the chat. I'll do my best to get to any questions you have. All right. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing that we've been doing. Okay. So again, this is the Assyrian. We're going to write out how each of the characters are pronounced. Then we'll put the Hebrew, and then we'll get up the English. Okay. So this first character, we have a da, we have a na, ya, la. Okay. So we have the Assyrian up on the board, and then beside it, you can see the pronunciation of each character. Okay. So we have the pronunciation of each character, and then I'll put up the pronunciation of the Hebrew. Okay. Now, if you're good with your Bible and you're good with the biblical names, okay, some of these might come to you a little faster than if you didn't know the Bible. Okay. We have a Dana Ya Allah. Okay. Which we say in the Hebrew, Dan Ya Allah. Next we have Shama Wa Allah. Okay, Shama Wa Allah, which is Shema Wa Allah in the Hebrew. Okay, next we have Bana Yama Yana. Okay, which in the Hebrew we say Ban Yam Yan. Okay. Okay. So these next words we have is Dan Ya Allah. Okay, this is the Hebrew. Then we have Shama Wa'al. Then we have Ban Yam Yan. And the last one is Yardan. Okay? Now in the English, okay, Dan Ya Allah is Hebrew. In the English, we'd say Daniel. This next word is Shama Wa'al. We would say in the English Samuel. This next word is Banyanyan in the Hebrew, which is Benjamin in the English. And this last word, in Hebrew we have Yardan, which in the English is Jordan. Okay. So the first lesson, we went over some names. Now we're going to go over some nouns. Okay. Okay. So we're just going over Assyrian, right? Now, as we go over the Assyrian, and if you're somebody who understands the Lashwan Kodash a little bit, you understand that all these characters are interchangeable, right? So, for example, we have a Ya, and a Shah. So, if we were writing this in the Lashwan Kodash, we would just write out the characters in the Lashwan Kodash, right? We have we have a Ya, right? The Ya and a Shah. Okay, we have a Yash. Right, this next word, we have a Ma, we have a La, and we have a Ka. Okay, this next word is a we have a Sha, and a Ha. Then we have a Sa, we have a Pa, and a Ra. And the last one, we have a Da, we have a Ra, and we have a Ka. Okay? So, although we're going over the Assyrian, right, we're learning the Assyrian, we can also interchange each of these characters with the Lashwan Kodash. Okay? Because all these characters are interchangeable. Okay? We pronounce it the same. Okay? And so in the English, these words, right, Ayash is a man. Okay, it's the verb for a man. Malak, okay, Malak in the Hebrew is a king. It's a king. A Shah in the Hebrew is a woman. Okay. Sapar in the Hebrew is a book. Okay. And this last word, Darak, means a road. Okay. Now, something you'll notice in the Lashwan Kodash, we have something called connectors. Okay, and these connectors let us know how to pronounce a word. Okay, what syllables to say and what syllables to drop. Okay, so this connector here lets us know to pronounce the full character, which is a ah. And then this right here is connecting both characters. It's letting us know to drop the syllable of that last character, which is a sha. Okay, the sha. So we say Ayash. Ayash is a man in Hebrew. Malak is a king in Hebrew. Asha is how you say a woman in Hebrew. And we have this word sapar. Okay, a sa, a pa, and a ra. Sapar is how you say a book in Hebrew. And this last word, we have a da, a ra, and a ka. Okay, the rock is how you say a road. Okay, let's go over a couple more. Okay, for today's class, we'll probably end out here. We'll just go over a couple nouns. And that will be enough for today's lesson. Okay? Going over biblical nouns. Okay? And again, when I say biblical nouns, these are words that you see over and over again throughout the Bible. Okay? So we went over a road last. 6, we have okay. So these are some next biblical nouns that we find that are very common, okay? So we have this word, karab. Okay, karab. Karab in the Hebrew means a sword. Okay, so we have karab. Okay, karab in the Hebrew means a sword in English. This next word is kahan. Okay, kahan in the Hebrew or in the English means a priest. Okay, number 8, we have a kawama. Okay, kawama means a wall. This next word we have is a banyam. Okay, now when you see the ya and the ma character, okay, that's always letting you know something is plural. Okay, yum. Okay, yum equals plural. Okay, so this word aban is stone. Okay, abanyam is stones, plural. Okay, then we have this word ipar. Okay, ipar. And ipar in the English means dust. Okay. We have kara. Okay, I'll put the pronunciation. Ka ra. Kahan. Kawama. Abani. And this is ipar. Okay. So over here we have the pronunciation. Okay, we're reading it left to right in the English. We have karab, kahan, kawama, abanyam, and ipar. Okay, those are how you say each of those words in the Hebrew. Okay, so we've gone over some biblical names today. We went over our alphabet. We went over some nouns. The next thing you need to do is that once you've written all these down, right, practice, practice, practice. Write these over and over, okay? And that will help you remember what each of these words are, right? Karab is a sword. Kahan is a priest. We have kawama. Kawama is a wall. A banyam, or a ban is stone or stones plural. And then we have I.P.A.R. I.P.A.R means dust. Okay, we practice that over and over, just like some of those biblical names we went over. And before you know it, we'll be speaking Hebrew. Okay? And so with that, we're going to end Friday night La Shawan Kodash class. Okay, let's clap it up. Okay, and so as it is tradition, we have some announcements. The I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters who are in the school. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. They need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can read about that in Numbers 18, verse 21, in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 to 10. Ma'ashra means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests is not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We have the Feast of Purim coming up. The Feast of Purim is coming up, which is Sunday the 5th of March and Monday the 6th of March. You can read about that in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verses 20 to verse 31. That's the Feast of Purim. To any Akim, any brothers who want to become a trooper in this school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. With that said, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers and one courtesy salute to the sisters. Okay, men of Israel, I.M.A.J.M. Shabbat, I.M.A.J.M. Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatham to all the brothers, Yad Yam Matah, which means hands down in the Hebrew, Sar, turn and face the sisters. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, I.M.A.J.M. Shabbat, I.M.A.J.M. Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alathan B'Hashem Yahushai, Yad Yam Matah, which means hands down. Class dismissed. Make sure you hit those sign out links before you leave the class. Okay? All right. Shalom, Israel.
So, yeah, nigga. Yeah. Don't sound crazy, man. Be with me. Already. Feel like I'm doing what's important. Whole thing up and I enjoy it. Yeah. In the heap of life with the sword. Hang 'em up, let 'em draw with the launch. Hey. Feeling too black, too coming. Way too black, too coming. I'm feeling too black, too coming. I'm way too black, too coming. Yeah, nigga. I walked in looking too important. YAHANNA self-important. Got me here touring. This bitch from France wanna show me. Sleep with the sweet. I'm snoring, baby girl boring. Women say I'm looking too lordly. 1 + 1, too gorgeous. Edge down modest. Curves on the clothes, she hiding. Lame ass niggas, he dying, nigga. Pants ain't home, couple thousands. Boogers on my wrist, looking childish. Yeah, I'm riding. In the truth, getting high mileage. Cool rank coming, you wildin'. Nigga, you poppin'. Everybody style walk by me. So I'm cutting like Kobe Bryant. Yo, get violent. Rocky had to sleep with the violin, nigga. Beat. Feel like I'm doing what's important. Whole team up and I enjoy it. Yeah. In the heap of life with the sword.
Black and beautiful.
Hang 'em up, let 'em draw with the launch.
All right, shalom, Israel.
Feeling too black to come. Way too black to come. I'm feeling too black to come. I'm way too black to come. Yeah, I'm the real prince in the mirror. 2G, 1 6 nigga. Hey, I don't hear you. Boy, you niggas laying like a cracker. This shit stupid ass nigga. You dumb ass, he that bitch bastard. Do this ass nigga backstabber. Rip with the laughter. Lights on the floor like a pastor.